Well, thank you, Rachel and Doug, for meeting here in the park lot on Hennepin to talk about your Made Here projects. I really appreciate it. First, let's start with Rachel. Can you talk a little bit, give us an overview of your background as an artist?
Absolutely. So I grew up in Northeast Minneapolis, and I came from a family of artists. My father's a professional photographer and my mother's a professional artist. And the arts were taken out of the public schools when I was going, so after I graduated from my graduate school from St. Thomas, I decided that I wanted to pursue art. So I started out in pottery, and then that led on to different things. I asked my mom if she wanted to do art with me, and she said yes. So we began that episode of our lives, and then it kind of transitioned to photography. And the body of my work in the Made Here exhibit is mostly of Native American culture. My husband's Native American, on my father's side we're Native American, and my little boy has been dancing professionally since he was 1 year old. So we've toured all over the country with him, and so a lot of my photographs feature him.
Very good. And Doug, let's talk to you, and can you kind of give a background of your work as an artist?
Sure. I do beadwork, and I do traditional and contemporary beadwork, and I've been doing beadwork for over 50 years. My mother taught me how to bead on a loom when I was 5, and I was encouraged to do the work by my mother and my father. My father was an engineer, and he was also training as a graphic artist, but I was encouraged by both of my parents to work in the artwork. And I started out doing a lot of traditional work, moccasins, headbands, bracelets, and now I do a little more contemporary work where I bead directly onto the art paper, and then they're framed and on. But I've also been working on bandolier bag. We do a bandolier bag project and the cradleboard project to try to revive those traditions that have been around for thousands of years.
Great. And now you share a showcase, a Made Here showcase space. Rachel, can you talk about your Made Here installation and what people would see there?
Sure. So my Made Here installation features Native American dancers and also my son. With my son, when we've toured around the country, he's a dancer, and he does grass dance, so he loves to do that, and it's really an honor.
We'll need to get some footage of him dancing too.
So
it's very good.
A lot of times we're at powwows or different things, and so a lot of that's pretty much a lot of where my time goes, and so I might as well indulge other people in this really wonderful life that we're living.
Great. And Doug, can you talk more about your Made Here installation?
Yeah, my work consists mainly of the beadwork that I do directly onto the art paper, the turtle designs. They call them turtle voices, and the beadwork that I do, although it's contemporary, it's still, I do it in honor of my ancestors, because they've been doing that work and looking out for us for thousands of years. We believe in the 7th generation of philosophy, so that what we do now has to have a positive effect on the 7th generation. So my feeling is that 7 generations back, they were looking out for us, and I think it's important that we preserve that culture for the future, for our children and grandchildren.
Fantastic. And so what do you two think about overall this Made Here project? What kind of impact do you think it will have downtown? Can we start with you, Rachel?
Well, in our lives, we're committed to community development through the arts, and art is a way not only to express yourself but to preserve the culture, so we're very committed to doing that. And it's a really interesting opportunity for artists to showcase their work and also share with the public. And art sometimes makes you feel uncomfortable, and maybe that's a good thing. It also makes you think in different ways. So I just really appreciate this opportunity.
Great.
Well, I think that it's a great opportunity it creates a new venue for my artwork and exposes my artwork to people that probably don't see beadwork unless they go to a museum. And I think it's important for people to know that, that it's a living art. We transform things all the time, and like some of the materials that I made are man-made materials that they didn't have even 50 years ago, maybe even 20 years ago. But I incorporate that into my art just to make it better, make it more efficient when I'm making it. But the heart of the art is still there in that work. Some of the traditional designs and colors that I use in my artwork.
Wonderful. Great. Anything else that either of you would like to add, or upcoming projects that you're working on?
Sure. So one of the projects that we're working on is we're going to have 4 workshops with the Native American Community Clinic, where we're actually going to be teaching families how to make cradle boards, and that's something that we're trying to revitalize. We did that with our son, and there was a lot of interest in that with other people. There's families that have approached us, and we've taught actually at the Leech Lake Tribal College, so that's an interesting opportunity. Doug is getting his Community Spirit Award for the First People's Fund.
Fantastic, congratulations.
Thank you.
And our little boy will be dancing there too at the Coles Center.
Oh, great. Well, thank you both so much. I appreciate your time.
Oh, thank you.
All right.
Thank you.